the full breadth of this problem in terms of money. So, Bill?
Okay. As you look at the sheets, just a little bit of background on them so that we can avoid 100 questions and only get 50. Page 1 is Ham Park, page 2 is Arcadia, 3 is Stonehenge, and 4 is Scotchtown. So you will see on the first 2 pages, Ham Park and Arcadia, you'll have 2 blocks each. Top block is the sewer, and the bottom block is the water. You'll see on the one column the current rate, which is what the residents are being rated currently. And the next one is a proposed rate. It's really not a proposed rate. That I should change that. This is really preliminary. It's not rate at a proposed level yet. A couple of things here to keep in mind. What is involved in those proposed rates or those prelim rates? Those rates right now, as we speak, are considering normal operational expenses as they occurred in '09 with a perceived 3% cost increase, which would be standard and normal. It also includes the difference in what the village billed us and what we paid for '08 and for '09. And right below that, you will also see it also includes what we would be falling short in '10. Top block there, 22,700, is the fact that I have continued to budget what we thought was standard and what we were remitting to the village, but assuming that their bill will come in the same as it did last year with a 3% increase or thereabouts. We can't know that, and they probably can't know it either. So this really will cover every deficit that we have for each of these blocks. So taking a look at the Ham Park scenario on the sewer, we currently at the end of '09 had a 191,985 deficit, largely due to what we've been holding back from the village and paying because we thought this is what we should be paying. The 22.7 is the '10, what will happen in '10, just based on a difference of what I budgeted and what maybe their bill will come in at. So we need to cover those two differences, 191 and 22, along with normal and customary operating procedures for operational on the town level. That being the case, we need to build those deficits into those rates that were at 2050 and move them up to 48 and so on down each of those columns. Those rates perceived to cover those costs. The only thing I would say is that water usage is a moving target. If they turn their water off and don't shower but once a month, you know, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is in any municipality. Is that, as that goes down, our revenues will go down.
Is that after you took money from this water? We were talking early on about $55,000.
I missed the first part of your question.
Is that $55,000, did it offset the sewer rate increase?
Yeah, which 55? We're talking.
We were looking at the fund balance of water as 81,000, 87,000.
Oh, correct. Yes.
So that's already accommodated in the sewer bill.
What I'm doing here is we're raising the rates on sewer because the state does not allow us to cut a check from one district to another.
Okay.
So in that, Ham Park Water has a surplus. Right. We can use that. We can't do it by cutting a check.
Okay, well that's why I'm asking.
So we need to increase the sewer rates to get that money and relieve the ratepayers on the water side and reduce that. Okay. It's kind of like floating a boat, making sure we put it on equal water.
Okay.
So some of that is reflected in the sewer increase, and then down below there is a preliminary decrease in the water. Without taking the water down to no fund balance. We don't want to do that either. That's not a safe thing to do.
So if I read this correctly, top line, this is water. Current rate $12.25, proposed rate $4. The water will go down $8.25.
That's correct.
Okay. Now I have another question. Can I answer the next question?
Sure.
Ham Park Sewer, the deficit fund balance. I know some of it, 191, 985, is for 2008, 2009, unpaid to the village. Could you give me an idea of what the other things are? You don't have to give me the amounts, but what are they?
Well, all the way back to 2005 when we started having operational deficits, which accumulated and bumped into these rate or these increases from the village. They're all part and parcel. So in 2005, we had repairs and equipment and TAM, electric or whatever, those were charges due to breakages in '05, and that was to the amount of 27,000 and change. So that's '05. So that's a part of it. 2006, 20,858 under disposal for TAM and repairs again. We also had an INI study for $10,000. Now, we did receive a grant for that, but bear in mind that grant didn't come in until 2 years later, so in that year, that created a deficit. So that caught us up a little bit 2 years later, but by then we had other expenses that came in and offset that grant to the tune of $10,000.
Wait, the grant?
You should have nullified, we got $40,000 from Senator Larkin, and
Right.
it cost $40,000, we got $40,000, it should be a wash.
That,
So just go on to the next
yeah,
item.
that is a wash in that year. What I'm
Right.
saying is that creates inequities.
Right.
2007 is where we started having the inequities in the village billing. And in '07, it was 39,377. And hopefully it's clear on these sheets for '08 and '09, but '08 was 41,845, and '09 was 36,494. And that brings us up to about 181. Yeah, the 10,000 over that 5 years is 500 here, 200 there. I didn't pick up the little dollars, but that's where your major dollars are that roll that over the last 4 years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 years into 191 deficit balance.
2008, 2009, I'm just going to put that off to the side because I know what that is. But the '07, '06, and '05 monies, dollars that you gave me, was that deficit already starting to be collected somehow, or it was never?
We started the rate increases, and then some of the water usage went down because they were trying to conserve, so some of it gets offset again with the rate increases. '05 and '06 were. '07 was a village building. And we have 3 years of that village building.
Let me see if on that one item, the amount of water consumption on all of our water districts, but particularly Hamiltonian Park and Arcadia Hills, has gone down as the sewer bills have gone up because people wised up, said, you know what, we spend the money on water, we're going to get really socked in the sewer. And so, as a consequence, we've collected less on the sewer, just based on volume, than what we had put in the budgets. And the same on water, you know.
Right.
But we've made some adjustments on the water, so it's a moving target. But anyway, this is the worst case scenario, which says we lose in all mediation with the village, we don't have a new IMA, and we don't get a regional sewer plant, where we've got to continue paying what that village is charging us. And so, as you can see, no one wants to speak to it, but it's a 119.17% increase. And the rates have gone from, one of them is $20.50 to $48. And another one, $22.50 to $53.25, depending on the volumes. Now, on the water, where we do have excess dollars, what Bill is proposing, we go from $12.25 down to $4, or $8.25 less. So in the water business, the people are going to see a 43.94% decrease in their rates. Now, again, this is the worst case scenario because, again, what Mr. Kaplicki is saying is we cannot go out year after year after year with this litigation or whatever is going to place, mediation, and not have the money there in case we lose. Because if we lose, it's going to be horrendous in terms of this cost. So that's why this was put together. So if you would go through then with Arcadia Hills.
Sure. On second page, Arcadia Hills, again, sewer at the top, water at the bottom. Not in as bad a change as you would see Ham Park, based on one item.